Beyblade X may have just gotten the best news drop of the year. We're getting a new Shark, a pre-evolution to a Persona favorite, as well as the reintroduction of the legendary Valkyrie. Today's news drop is wild, so hit that like and subscribe button, and if you want to get any of the bays in this video, go and check out sponsor of the channel, Mall of Toys. They of course have a bunch of different bays to choose from, and they're also holding pre-orders for the upcoming SharkScale deck set and Samurai Caliber booster, both of which we'll be talking about in this video. So go and check them out, link in the description down below, and make sure to use code ilinnuc to get 5% off. So the first bay we're going to talk about is BX45 Samurai Caliber, and this one just kind of came out of nowhere. I don't think anybody was expecting another BX Samurai Bay. Let's just start off with the parts, beginning with the bit, which is called Merge. And this is basically just Unite from Beyblade Burst, just changed up a little bit. It's gonna have the same inner plastic stem surrounded by a layer of rubber, but this one is different from Unite in that it has these extra rubber chunks on the top and bottom. I don't really understand why they would add those other than to make the bit worse, kind of weaken it or nerf it a little bit. I'm definitely looking forward to Merge though. It could be pretty good on balance or even defense uses, so these nubs though, I'm just worried about them. Next up we have the Ratchet, which is 670, and we got 660 and 680 at the very beginning of CX, so it was only a matter of time before we got 670, and here it is. But moving on to the blade, I like this, okay? I like Samurai Caliber. I'm not jumping for joy at it. It's not my favorite. I'm also still confused as to why we're getting another BX Samurai. Like, we already have Samurai Steel, so why do we need another one? But the blade is just kind of round, it's rather flat, and I doubt it's gonna weigh all that much. It looks kind of lightweight. I'm thinking it's gonna be maybe like 33 grams or something like that, so I don't know. I don't know what to feel about it. And the samurai motif does look good. I like the pose. However, it kind of looks like the samurai has his mouth just open. Like, it kind of just looks like, I don't know, maybe that's just me, but every time I see this bay, that is what I see. That's the only thing I see. And now we can move on to what might honestly be my favorite release of the entire year, and it's not even out yet. We have the UX15 SharkScale deck set. The first bay we have in the deck set is going to be the Takara Tomy version of Tyranno Roar, but this time in the Tyranno Beat red and orange color scheme, and this bay is great. It's not gonna be top tier, like meta lord or anything, but whenever this release came out back in like Hasbro Wave 2, it was really sought after, and it took months until I was able to find it in stores. So the fact that Takara Tomy is releasing one of their own, I think is fine. The parts here are pretty decent as well. We have the 170 Ratchet, which isn't bad. I mean, I'd prefer, 160 or something, but 170 is fine. But then we get to the bit, and we have a black version of Level. Level is a very popular piece, and it's still, for some reason, only available in the Samurai Saber set. And that's one of the reasons why that set is either sold out places or just way overpriced. So the fact that Takara Tomy is finally releasing another version of Level, it makes it easier to get, and that is great. Next up, we have Hell's Brave, and I think this one might be kind of unpopular to some people. CX is in a bit of a weird place in the community, and also this yellow and green and black color isn't going to be the favorite for everyone, but for me, I kind of like it. It uses the yellow and green as an accent color instead of just blinding your eyeballs with neon. So I like this a lot, and I'm not sure how I feel about the parts. We have a green recolor of 360, and 360 is fine, if not just a little stale at this point, but it is a good performing part. And then we have a neon yellow GF, and this is easily the most irrelevant part of this entire set. I don't think I'm ever gonna use it. But holy shit, now we have Peak. I have been waiting for a new Shark Bey for so long. It's been nearly 2 years since the original Takara Tomy version released, and that Bey is insane. Shark Edge isn't the heaviest Bey by today's standards, however, its upper attack angle has yet to be rivaled, and people still use this Beyblade purely because of its shape. So this new SharkScale definitely has large shoes to fill, but let's just start off with the bits. We have UF, which is under flat. We won. We already won. Is it too early to say that the attack meta has its new champion? We started with flat. Shark Edge was the first time we saw low flat, and now, almost 2 years later, we have under flat, our lowest attack type bit yet, and I assume we're gonna be seeing this bit everywhere. Attack is my favorite Beyblade typing, so I'm hoping UF can even revitalize older Beys like Buster Dran, which aren't seen as top tier anymore. Maybe this can bring it back and make it a new Ratchet Sniper. I'm also hoping that this lower height could make CX attack combos more viable, because as of right now, they're just too tall. And the new 450 Ratchet could also make CX more viable because it's short. 450 is now the lowest Ratchet in the entire game, and it's doing that while also looking normal. Our last shortest Ratchet, 455, actually has the same locking mechanism as 385, meaning it's going to be quite a bit lighter, and it's not going to connect to the Bey as well. But with 450, it looks like a standard design. And so I think Takara Tomy they did something here. There's something with 450 that nerfs it in some way. If it does end up being normal though, then it's a must-have part. You have to get this Ratchet. And now we have the blade with SharkScale, and just look at it for a second. Isn't it beautiful? I just love this, okay? The shark motif in the middle has the same energy as the original, and the way that the fin just pops up above the tide is it just gives me serious Jaws vibes. The top view of the Bey does make it look a little bit round, or just that its contact points aren't nearly as sharp. However, whenever you see the side view, you can definitely see it looks a lot better. You can see it has these large, just kind of big contact areas. It has the same upward slopes as the original, although it is a little bit nerfed. It's not quite as insane, but I also expect it to be more balanced because of that, and that was Shark Edge's biggest problem. It just hit really hard, and then its stamina was gone. So could SharkScale be better? And since the entire blade is rather low profile, its Ratchet sniping potential is off the charts. The full combo together, SharkScale 450 UF, is going to be similar to a 30 height Beyblade. That is how low this Bey is, and it might honestly be too low. Like, could we see scraping issues? Like, either way, if this ends up being the new modern version of Omega Dragonis, I am down for that. Scale is already one of, if not my favorite Beyblade of the year, and it's not even out yet. Its potential is just that good. Our final bit of news is easily in the running for the most hyped announcement of the year, and that is the reveal of the return of Valkyrie. For Beyblade X, we've had 2 prize bays based off of previous generation protagonists. For Season 1, we had Cobalt Drake, which was inspired by Dragoon. For Season 2, we got Aero Pegasus from Pegasus. And now, for Season 3, we have Bolt Valkyrie, or Valkyrie Bolt. Now, the English pronunciation isn't fully set in stone yet, but it's looking like the name isn't pronounced or typed out as Valkyrie. Instead, it is Walküre, which is German.
Walküre.
I'm sorry if I butchered that pronunciation, but it's going to be similar to Weiss Tiger or Zwei Longinus from Beyblade Burst. While it is unique and more memorable, I just think everyone's going to call this Valkyrie anyways. And this thing is awesome, but before you get too excited, it is a rare prize bay, meaning it's going to cost easily over $150, most likely, after several months of it being out. And I come up with that number because that's what Drake and Aero Pegasus were going for. It actually might be more expensive now. I'm not sure why they didn't just go with the standard red, yellow, and blue color scheme from Beyblade Burst's Valkyrie, but this gold and white is premium and luxurious and... One second, my wallet's crying. The parts are going to be Slash, 470, and Vortex, which is going to be DNA from Hell's Reaper and Duran Brave. But easily the most sought after part, and what's going to cause this bay's price to be even higher, is the metal lock chip. Maybe Takara Tomy releases special gold or maybe metal ones in the future. Now, I and many others predicted and hoped that we would get a metal lock chip some point in the future. It has made a lot of sense, and it seems like it would be pretty easy for them to do. However, I wasn't wanting them to lock it behind the most expensive bay of the year. Like, that is egregious. That is crazy activity. Come on. Dang it, Takara Tomy. You win again. And I will say, and I hope I don't get hate for this, but the little circular cutout in the middle of the chip is kind of dumb. Okay, I'm sorry. It looks kind of ugly. I don't get why it's there. Oh, and also, the red version of Pegasus Blast has been confirmed, and it is a festival bay that you have to be in a lottery, basically, to be able to win. But if you're an ilinnuc watcher, you knew about this bay 3 months ago. That's just what I do. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and let me know if you're as hyped up for Shark as I am, and which one of these new bays is your favorite. But hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure to go and pre-order the bays at Mall of Toys, and I will see you in the next one. Have fun and bay away.